Figure out what routine you want, but the main thing is just don't look at the phone the first thing in the morning. Don't get your head all jumbled up with crap that's going on in the world. There'll be plenty of time for that. Take care of yourself first at the beginning of the day, and you will not only feel better, but I guarantee you'll perform better. Well, hello and welcome to another edition of the Ronin Leadership Podcast. This is Mike Howard. I've decided to go ahead and do this podcast outside. It's a beautiful day in Las Vegas. It's the 21st of February, so the year is going by fast. And but I thought I would take advantage, instead of doing the podcast in the office, get outside and enjoy the sunshine and the blue skies. And wherever you may be, it may not be sunny and warm, but I'm sure you'll be able to cope. In a few more months, it'll be springtime for everybody. First of all, I want to thank all of you who have subscribed to our channel. We are continuing to grow our subscribership, and that's due to you. And besides subscribing, hopefully you're telling people, your friends, your family, and others about the podcast. And certainly, if you like the content, please continue to share our content and like it, because that helps obviously with the algorithms on YouTube. And if this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. This is a podcast about leadership, but we delve into a lot of different things about people's business and personal journeys, and we even do some fun stuff. Like last year, we did some things on how I make martinis. So we'll have a little bit more of that content, a little more variety, hopefully in 2025. But if this is your first time, welcome. And if you like it, please subscribe to the channel. Also, many of you know, but those of you who don't know, I was recently on Jack Carr's Danger Close podcast. People who don't know who Jack Carr is, and I think most people do, he's a former Navy SEAL and best-selling author of the Terminal List novels, which have been made into an Amazon Prime series starring Chris Pratt. The first one has been out for a couple of years, and the new one should be coming out soon. I spent 2 hours with Jack. It was awesome. It was just a wonderful, wonderful time. And so hope we'll have a link here to this podcast, to my appearance on Jack Carr, and hope you listen to it. And it kind of went through my entire life and my journey. And also we'll have a link to my new book, Omega Deception. It's the third in the Jack Trench thriller series, and it takes place in Italy. I think you'll like it. I've gotten some good reviews from it. And we'll have links to all the other books as well, but you can go to micahhowardauthor.com and you can find the links to any of my books. And so thank you for that. And so enough of the shameless plugs and promotion. I want to talk to you today about how I start my day. I've been doing a lot of research into how to maximize your day, and that starts with getting a handle on the morning. And I've talked about this before, but I just want to reemphasize it, because I think, especially for those of you who are still in the working world, and I'm officially retired, but I still have a lot on my plate. I run the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Foundation Board of Directors. My wife and I started our own foundation, and we help organizations that deal with at-risk youth. We work out 4 times a week at a local club called F45. A lot of social engagements. Plus, I'm writing, I'm podcasting, and I'm blogging. So we have a full plate even in retirement. And so I've done a lot of research looking at people like Andrew Huberman and Joe Rogan and Jocko Willink and a lot of other people that are in the leadership field, and how they start their day. And I've had routines throughout the years. Last year I started one that has really worked for me, and I want to share that with you, because whether you can replicate it or not, I think hopefully you get some ideas on how to start your day, because if you start your day off right, if you start your day off with some thought to your mental, spiritual, and physical well-being before you turn on or take a look at the screens on your smartphones, before you turn on the TV and listen to all the crap that's going on in the world and the news, most of it which is bad, before you look at your business networks and your business channels and find out that the stock market has gone down and your portfolio has gone down a little bit, or you're looking at the traffic reports and you're seeing, damn, I got to commute to work and I've got this big ass traffic jam. Before you do any of that stuff that just tends to ruin your day and get you off on the wrong foot, what you need to do is get a grip of that day. You master that day. If you can master that morning, you can master that day. So I'm going to walk you through how I approach each day. And a lot of this comes from, again, the people I've read about, taking some best practices, even people like Marcus Aurelius. Those of you who know me know that I'm heavily into Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius being one of the emperors of Rome back in the day, who wrote a seminal book on Stoicism called Meditations. I just finished rereading it now for the third time, and this year. But we believe he got up early in the morning to journal, to start writing Meditations, which was never meant to be consumed by the public. These were the private writings of the world's most powerful man at the time. He ran the Roman Empire, and that was the biggest empire in the world. But he took the time every day to journal, and we think he probably did it in the morning and maybe a little bit in the evening. So, taking all of this together, I've been able to come up with a daily routine that really gets me started on the right path during the day. And so I hope it'll help you. So, number one, the first thing that you don't do, and that's what I start with, I don't look at my smartphone in terms of email or websites looking at what's going on in the world. What I will do is a couple of things. I pray, and whether you're religious or not, I pray in the morning, and I pray for my wife. I pray for this country, our world. I pray for specifically for people, especially if they have physical ailments they're dealing with, for healing, and if people are having financial issues, for restoration of their finances. So I do prayer first thing in the morning. Now, whether you want to meditate or just have a quiet moment, a reflective moment, it's up to you, but that's what I do. I have an app called Our Daily Bread, which goes through a quick devotional, and it's just a good way to start my day. You may have, there's also Stoicism apps that I have that I can open up, but I look at the Our Daily Bread first. So pray, open up the Our Daily Bread, go through this quick, less than 5-minute devotional. Then I open up one of my Stoicism apps, and what it's really good for, and this is key, is start your day off with gratitude. So the first thing that, when you open up the app, it tells you, well, this is the 3 things that you're grateful for today. And it could be, I'm grateful that I woke up without any pain, or I'm grateful that I have a warm bed to sleep in, or I'm grateful that I have friends to meet with today. Whatever it is, you list 3 things. And what it does psychologically and for your mind and your soul is it gets you started off in an attitude of gratitude, right? So you're not starting off like, if you look at the smartphone and, oh God, I got a zinger from my boss, or I forgot I got to deal with this meeting, which is going to be a budget meeting where they're going to cut our budget, for our organization, or whatever it is. No, that can come later. You got to get your mind right. So start off with gratitude. And then I list, the app has me list a few things that low-hanging fruit that I'm going to get accomplished today. So I put things down like, oh, I'm going to meditate today, because I always take time to meditate. I'm going to do a cold plunge. I'm going to work out. I'm I'm going to journal. Whatever it is, things that it specifically says, write down things that you're going to be able to accomplish that day. And maybe it's I'm going to get that strategic paper done today. Whatever it is, list it down. So those are kind of your goals. So you've got your gratitude, you've got your goals, and then the third part of it, which is really good too, is it has you list, kind of how you're feeling right now, and what they want you to really concentrate on are things that are positive. So I'll write down, and they have prompts you can use too, but I have, write down things like, I am thankful, I am grateful, I am hopeful, I am loved, I am blessed, I have resilience, I am productive, I am healthy. Those things that are going to reinforce your positive traits or your aspirational traits, things that you desire to be. You desire to be a more thankful person, so you write that down. And it's really, those things are powerful. So that that takes a few minutes, but now you've got a little bit of your reflective time, to kind of get your mind set in the right space. It's not jumbled up with bad stuff from work and the news. You've got gratitude, and you've got your goals, and you've got things that you can reinforce about yourself. And so I do that. Then, obviously, those of you who know me know I'm heavily into meditation and cold plunging and that kind of thing. So, but one of the things I've read from guys like Andrew Huberman of the Huberman Labs is you're dehydrated during the night. And even though I have a water bottle during the night and I take sips of water when I can, at the end of the day, I take water. So I take 8 ounces. I do 16 ounces of water. Sometimes I add a little sea salt to it, and I add and take water. And again, it helps jumpstart your body, helps jumpstart your metabolism, and so so you're fighting that dehydration. And then what I'll do is I'll try to go outside, but if it's really too cold, so what I'll do next is meditation time. So I've got a couple of apps. Well, I wear an Aura ring, and in Aura, in the app, they've got some great meditations there, whether it's breathing meditations or calming or whatever. So I try to do 10 minutes of meditation, and it really helps center yourself, and it helps you, again, calm you down. You've got a little calmness, your kind of me time for that day, okay? So we got that. And then, again, per Andrew Huberman, because he's got some really great content on your mornings and in your day and everything. One of the things that he suggests is that you try to get at least 5 minutes of morning sun, at least 5. Because the morning sun, there's something about the morning sun when and how it affects your eyes. It works on your circadian rhythm, which is basically how your body's clock, right? And how your body's rhythms work, and so that makes you alert in the daytime and makes you sleepier at night. And the morning sun apparently really, obviously not looking directly at the sun, but getting some of that sun in your eyes helps regulate that circadian rhythm in your body, helps to keep it on track. So try to get about 5 minutes of that, and maybe you can do that with some of that reflective time, but I try to get at least 5 minutes of that. And then I cold plunge. Then I do, prior to the cold plunge, I love cold plunging. I've been cold plunging now for a better part of a year. Started out in my pool during the winter. Well, I actually started with cold showers. That's how I broke into the whole cold exposure thing. And that sucks, but it's good for you. And I won't go into all the other reasons why, because I did a separate podcast on all the benefits of cold plunging, whether it's your metabolism, your resilience, your circulatory system, all that good stuff. And I graduated from cold showers to going into the pool, which at that point was in the wintertime here, the pool temperature can get anywhere from 39 degrees to 50 degrees. Cold plunging is anything from 60 degrees on down. And so I cold plunge. What I do before the cold plunge, right? So this is after getting the 5 minutes of sun. I will warm the body up. So I do 20 jumping jacks. I do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and 10 squats. And it gets the heart going, get you warmed up a little bit, get your joints moving. And then I cold plunge. And I cold plunge anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes at temperatures from 39 degrees. Today it was at 39 degrees to 45. That's my sweet spot. But like I said, anything from 60 degrees on down. And I got into it so much that last year I bought an actual cold plunge from a company called Plunge. And I love it. I just love it, and I do it every day, and it just helps my day. Now, you don't have to cold plunge, but some type of cold shower, I think, would suffice. And again, any kind of cold exposure sucks, but you learn through breathing to get through it, and it makes you more alert when you are finished with your cold exposure. And like I said, you can have research into all kinds of benefits of cold plunging. And on this video, in fact, there'll be a link to a gal named JJ Virgin, who is a registered, I think, dietitian. She has a lot of great content out there, and she's got a great a YouTube video on the benefits of cold plunging. But so I do my plunge, and then after I dry off and do all that, I make myself a cup of coffee, whether regular coffee or bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof coffee is when you add ghee or butter to your coffee, and whip it up in a blender. I add MCT oil to it and some cayenne pepper, maybe some cinnamon, and it gives you energy and a boost. And typically I'll do that if I'm going to have some hard cardio workouts that day. I will do some of the bulletproof coffee, and the MCT oil helps. I'll also, at that point, I've got my wife was able to actually got us into this hydrogen water. So all water is good for you. Hydrogen water actually gets water into your cells faster and quicker. And we've got a little gizmo that you pour the water in, you press it, it hydrogenates the water, if that's how you call it, hydrates the water better, adds more hydrogen to it. I guess I should just say it that way. And that's about 10 ounces. So I suck that down. And then after typically we work out 4 days out of the week. But even days we're not working out, I will, after getting dressed, whether it's for working out or getting dressed for the day, I will sit there, and that's my journal time. And again, all this stuff doesn't take a lot of time. I'm just mapping out what I do. The whole ritual thing, the whole thing takes maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes max. If I started at 6:15, I'm done by 7. 6:15 in the morning, I'm done by 7 with all this stuff. But then I'll sit down with my coffee, and I will, again, this is peaceful time. I haven't looked at my email. I haven't looked at my social media feeds. I haven't looked at the news. This is just me time. And now I've got this, I've got a journal. It's a 5-year journal that I found out about. And so what it is little snippets every day of, you put the date down, the year down. Well, it's got the date already, but you put the year down. So, and on the vertical column, it's got, a listing, so you can put 2025, 26, 27, 28. So I got 2025, and basically it's the day before. So I just kind of remember what we did the day before. I started it last year. It's kind of nice to actually go back and see what you're doing the same day a year later. So I kind of jot that down, and then I have a daily Stoic. It's a daily Stoic kind of guide that a guy named Ryan Holiday who is the guru of Stoicism in the U.S. He's got a lot of content. Go check him out. But he's got this Daily Stoic book, and it has a Stoic lesson of the day. So you kind of read that and kind of read what it has to say. And then there's a complimentary Daily Stoic journal that goes with it. And so whatever that Daily Stoic inject is for that day, there's a corresponding thing in the journal. It will ask you the similar question, like today's thing was about, okay, the things that people crave: wealth, fame, status, a home, a car, all that kind of stuff. In and of itself, that's not bad, but if it becomes the drivers of your life, above all, like health and family and all that kind of stuff, then it could be an issue. But one of the things about Stoicism is that if those things are not, if you don't crave those things don't have any power over you, and therefore you're free of those things. You're not like a lot of people fighting and scrambling to get those things. And if you don't get those things, you're frustrated in life. And if you don't really care about those things that much, I mean, you want to have enough food to eat, and enough money in the bank. But if those aren't things that you're obsessed about, or like that's all you think about, it has no power over you. So then you go into the journal and it tells you, so what are the things that you are not, that you can do without, that you don't have to crave, and so you write that down. But it gives you, again, it's a nice journal. And again, those three things that the journal that I did list, what I did the day before, reading the Daily Stoic kind of meditation for the day, and then writing that thing down, it takes a few minutes. And then, guess what, sports fans? I am done with my morning routine. Then I am in the right mindset physically and mentally to look at my phone. And then I can look at, okay, what are the emails, and what are the issues of the day? What are the problems, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm ready to deal with it now, because when my mind is right, I'm resilient. I've gone through a little bit of hardship through the cold exposure. And so in my mind, I tell myself, like, if I've got a meeting that's going to be contentious or something else happening down the line, guess what? I can deal with it, because I did 3 to 5 minutes of cold exposure. If I'm resilient enough to do that, I'm resilient enough to take care of any issues happening during the day. So that's it. That's my morning routine. I just want to give you an idea of how I do things, so that when you decide to craft your own morning routine, maybe it might give you some ideas. It won't be like mine. Maybe you won't want to do the cold exposure thing. Maybe you want to do something else. But to me, one of the things is to start the day off without looking at your phone in terms of email and all the things that are going to jumble your brain up. Have some type of reflective time, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whatever. Get some H2O in you, get some water in you, because you're sleeping all night, you've been dehydrated. Get that body jump started. Have some morning sun. And I came out of the Seattle area before we came here, and there was very little morning sun. But as much as you can, try to get some kind of daylight into your eyes, and then do something hard. If it's cold exposure, fine. If you want to do your morning workout, fine. That takes more time, but do something that will bolster your resilience. Something hard. And then journal. Do some journaling. Make yourself a nice cup of coffee. Check out Bulletproof Coffee. You can look it up. You can see how to make it. It's a game changer for me, especially on hard cardio days. It helps me to get through the cardio days better, because I tend to work out in a fasted state. I usually try to do a 16-hour fast and eat within an 8-hour window. Most days, doesn't always work, but most days. So we work out in the morning, so I'll work out in a fasted state. But that's the routine. So figure out what routine you want. But the main thing is, just don't look at the phone the first thing in the morning. Don't get your head all jumbled up with crap that's going on in the world. There'll be plenty of time for that. Take care of yourself first at the beginning of the day, and you will not only feel better, but I guarantee you'll perform better at work, in social engagements, and all that kind of stuff. So that's where you start your day out. So that's it. That's what I have for today. You make it a great week and weekend. And remember, MikeHowardAuthor.com's got the links to all the books. We'll have the links to the Jack Carr podcast, and we'll have the links to the JJ Virgin cold plunge, kind of benefits of cold plunging. But continue to like this content. If you like it, please give me feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Share this content. And if you're new to it and you like what we have to say, hit the subscribe button. So until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Make it a good one. Bye.